Meghan and Harry, I find this, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of sick in my mouth as I try and describe this, because fresh from repeatedly telling us that they were escaping the United Kingdom because they wanted privacy. They hated the press. They hated everything to be involved in the intrusion in their lives. And then they had their little children and the feral children, and they left them with the chickens. And all she does now with her jams that are crap is post pictures of her children left, right and centre, which has me always thinking, well, hold on a second, you duplicitous woman. How does that make any sense? But we've now reached a point where I possibly am going to be sick live on the television.
I mean, this is why I find this so wrong in many ways. Not because, look, it's a laugh. We've all done funny videos. My goodness, if you look through my phone, you can probably find all sorts.
We look forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. But the point is, she has published it. Meghan has broadcast this to mark the 4th birthday of her daughter. But then, it's not about her daughter. It's just all about her. And where has she broadcast it? It's on the Instagram page that she created to promote her business. It's all commercial. It's all about making money. And she really is trying to, commercialize those children.
But that notwithstanding, what I want to ask the audience here, much more important question. Meghan, there, is that a real baby bump, or has she strapped it on? Because
weird.
She's got form for strapping on baby bumps. So what do you think as you see it? I think
there's something very wrong with that shape, in my view. I don't know. Look, I'm mesmerised, but I'm kind of sick. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm glad the Queen is no longer with us, because oh my Lord, how she would be shuddering at those images. It's so undignified. I don't know. Call me old-fashioned, but I'm finding that quite uncomfortable. It is
uncomfortable. I don't think, because she's done this before for photos, I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
way too big. It's way too big.
And sort of too low as well.
Yeah, it's like a metre out there. I mean, It looks the wrong shape.
I mean, where's she going to give birth there? Through her knees or something? I mean, that is too low. Anyway, so everybody, let me know, is that a real baby bump? Because I don't think it is, and I think Isabel agrees with me. So on that incredibly important issue, let's move on to something far less important, that is the migrant crisis.
That belly looks very abnormal. That it looks very strange. If you look up close in the video, and I encourage people, look at this. It looks like there's like a bag or like some sort of something shoved up under a dress. It does not look like a pregnant belly. It looks all bumpy. It's very strange. It looks like what you'd get if you put like a pillowcase full of like socks or something under your dress. You got to look up close. There's very strange bumps coming off of that pregnant belly. I don't know why, Stu, but for the first time ever, I'm kind of like, is this something we should be indulging? Because it doesn't look normal to me. The belly doesn't look normal, doesn't look like where a pregnant woman's belly is. And I don't understand what all those bumps on the belly are. I don't get it.
Prince Harry thought the worst was over. The mockery, the memes, the global punchline that was South Park's worldwide privacy tour, all behind him. But he was wrong, dead wrong. Because this time, the creators of South Park aren't just mocking the royal brand. They're coming for Meghan's viral pregnancy video and turning Harry's life into a full-blown animated meltdown. Just when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle thought the mockery had peaked with South Park's infamous worldwide privacy tour, the animation duo is reportedly back at it. And this time, they're going straight for Meghan's most controversial moment yet, that viral pregnancy twerk video. According to production insiders, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are developing a new episode titled Respect Our Pregnancy. And if the leaked storyboard snippets are to be believed, it's nothing short of a surgical satire of the Sussexes' carefully curated brand. Picture this, a fictionalized Meghan rehearsing exaggerated dance moves on a fake Netflix set, while Harry, clipboard in hand, nervously adjusts ring lights and whispers, "Can we get more empowerment in that take?" Behind-the-scenes satire includes over-the-top props like a pillow of truth, baby bump that jiggles with every move, accompanied by flashing subtitles. Scripted moment. One source claims the creators are skewering the idea that nothing in the Sussexes' public life is spontaneous, that every candid video, every emotional moment, is actually storyboarded within an inch of its life. And this time, they're not holding back. South Park is reportedly targeting the entire curated authenticity aesthetic, from branded vulnerability to polished activism. Meghan's message of empowerment is reimagined as a content calendar. Her pregnancy dance isn't just mocked. It's presented as a choreographed marketing campaign, complete with oat milk lattes for the crew and an intimacy coordinator measuring bump bounce angles for emotional impact. One insider described it as Hollywood hypocrisy meets royal theater, with Meghan portrayed not as a new mom, but as a production lead on her own image. Meanwhile, Harry, in this parody, he's cast as the panicked sidekick, a well-meaning but out-of-touch royal fumbling with lighting gear while his wife preps for the next take. South Park's creators are known for ruthless precision, and for Harry and Meghan, this may not just be satire, it might be brand sabotage. Because in today's culture, once you're a cartoon punchline, you're no longer taken seriously. Inside their $14 Montecito estate, the Sussexes PR machine, once built for podcasts, philanthropy, and positive press, has reportedly transformed into a full-blown crisis bunker. According to sources close to the team, the mood has shifted from curated calm to quiet chaos. What used to be early morning planning calls about social media scheduling are now emergency Zooms about satire containment. Legal teams in both Los Angeles and London have been activated. Crisis PR consultants are working overtime, dissecting every rumor, storyboard leak, and possible legal angle. Meghan, reportedly furious at the idea of her pregnancy being turned into punchline fodder, is said to have pushed for an emotional distress claim, specifically citing prenatal mockery as targeted cruelty disguised as comedy. But nearly every legal path has hit a wall. U.S. parody protections are ironclad. Fair use doctrine, First Amendment precedent, it all shields satirists like Trey Parker and Matt Stone. A top Beverly Hills attorney presented what one insider described as a reality check memo, noting that even if the couple filed suit, the legal blowback and Streisand effect would likely do more harm than good. The internal memo, reportedly titled Response Paths V17, ends with a single grim recommendation: pursue reputational mitigation, not prohibition. Translation: the Sussexes can't stop this. They can only try to soften the damage. And that damage, insiders say, is already being felt behind the scenes. Aides have dubbed the current period satire season. Daily briefings have become emotional ping-pong matches, too harsh a public response risks being labeled humorless and out of touch, but too soft, and it looks like they're rolling over. One source familiar with the strategy sessions described the mood as a cocktail of dread and déjà vu. Meghan wants to strike back. Harry reportedly wants to disappear. But neither can afford to ignore the headlines, because silence, too, can be weaponized. And what happened next changed everything. While public statements remain silent, behind closed doors, Prince Harry is reportedly unraveling. Insiders claim he's been rewatching South Park's original Worldwide Privacy Tour episode on repeat, not for laughs, but to analyze the damage. He's obsessed with figuring out how much worse this sequel might be. According to one household staffer, Harry now sleeps with his phone on vibrate and jolts awake at random hours to check encrypted group chats for updates. One night, around 3 a.m., a blurry screenshot appeared in one of the chats. A leaked storyboard panel showing a red-haired cartoon prince awkwardly adjusting a lighting rig while a Meghan lookalike carts around a fake baby bump. Harry's reaction, 4 words, "This can't be real." What followed, sources say, were 2 back-to-back phone calls to London, one to a royal PR veteran, another to a longtime crisis advisor. Both gave the same blunt answer: there's nothing you can do. If South Park airs it, it airs. Trying to block it would only boost its reach. The next morning, staff reportedly found Harry pacing the garden barefoot, earbuds in, blasting a meditative playlist while muttering talking points. One aide claims he was rehearsing a sit-down interview that might never happen, a Hail Mary attempt to reclaim the narrative before the episode drops. Meanwhile, Meghan is said to be pushing for strategy. But Harry, he's stuck in survival mode, cycling between defiance, dread, and a kind of quiet humiliation that only someone raised inside the monarchy could understand. Because for him, this isn't just a cartoon. It's another global humiliation, this time aimed at his growing family. And the truth behind this spiral was even darker than anyone expected. Here's the part no PR team can ever control: the internet. Before South Park even drops a single frame of its new parody, the digital backlash has already begun. The moment leaks about the pregnancy skit hit Reddit and X, formerly Twitter, it exploded. Within hours, Parody was trending worldwide. Side-by-side GIFs began surfacing, Cartoon Harry tripping over a ring light cut with real Netflix footage of the Sussexes' home. The message wasn't subtle. Curated authenticity just became comedy gold. And if you thought this was just edgy humor fans could scroll past, think again. TikTok creators launched parody chains, pretending to be frazzled production assistants counting Meghan's twerks on set while Cartman screams, "We need more vulnerable sparkle." It didn't take long for the clip format to go viral. What started as satire quickly turned into a meme challenge. Parenting influencers, even those once friendly to Meghan's brand, suddenly found themselves in the crossfire. Supporters called the skit misogynistic. Critics accused Meghan of weaponizing motherhood for attention. Some creators went dark. Others turned off comments entirely. Even Sussex fan pages started pulling back. Comments were restricted, replies disabled. Verified fan accounts on Instagram and Threads posted vague statements like, "We'll wait to see how this unfolds." The implication? They're bracing for impact. Meanwhile, conspiracy forums kicked into overdrive, stitching real footage of Meghan's pregnancy alongside doctored paparazzi clips and resurfaced tabloid claims. The parody hadn't even aired yet, and already, internet sleuths were treating it like evidence of something sinister. One strategist reportedly posted a single-line warning in Meghan's PR Slack. Neutral curiosity has officially converted into mockery. And the damage was just beginning. For Meghan and Harry, this isn't just an image crisis, it's a financial one. Behind the palace walls of Montecito, advisors are scrambling as sponsors start to squirm. The Invictus Games, Harry's crown jewel initiative, has already seen signs of strain. One apparel sponsor, reportedly spooked by the South Park rumors, quietly asked to move their logo from athlete gear to generic event signage until sentiment stabilizes. Translation: we don't want our brand memed next to a cartoon baby bump. It's not just charities. A California tech donor approached about funding Harry's next mental health summit suddenly hit pause. Sources say they fear screenshots of a parody Harry fumbling with lighting gear could derail their entire wellness branding campaign. And Meghan's influencer strategy? Collapsing fast. Her inner circle reportedly reached out to body positivity creators and motherhood bloggers, hoping they'd preemptively frame the parody as tired misogyny. Some declined. Others quoted five-figure fees Meghan's current budget couldn't absorb. One wellness coach put it bluntly to a colleague, "I'm not stepping into that crossfire." Even attempts to leak wholesome family photos were shut down. Why? PR teams flagged a recurring concern. Archie and Lilibet rarely appear together in public, and that vacuum only fuels conspiracy theories. The risk of backfire was too high. Then came the final blow: the royal wall went up. Courtiers in London made it clear, the palace will not intervene. One source claimed King Charles' staff forwarded a summary of the South Park rumors with a dry note: "Brace for headlines, but no response." Another added, "If he sells candles about family trauma, he can weather a cartoon." That silence, it landed like a slap. For Harry, who's been inching toward a fragile reconciliation with his father, it's the rejection he feared most. But now, the real pressure isn't coming from royal protocol. It's coming from the people who sign the checks. Because if South Park defines their brand as performative, sponsored, and phony, what investor wants in? Inside the Montecito War Room, now nicknamed the Bunker by insiders, the Sussexes' advisors have narrowed their options to just two. Path 1. Lean into humility. Let the episode air, don't fight it. Instead, release a short, lightly self-deprecating video. Something soft, relatable. Harry and Meghan strolling on the beach with baby Archie, maybe joking about how parenthood makes everyone look ridiculous sometimes. Add a pivot to their favorite charity, maybe Invictus or literacy work. Let the narrative shift from fragile royals under attack to public figures who can take a joke and keep doing good. The hope: relatability beats ridicule. Show you're in on the joke and you disarm it. Path 2: turn the parody into a cause. Wait 48 hours, then launch a digital campaign around the harassment of pregnant women online. Frame the South Park sketch as part of a larger culture that shames and mocks motherhood. Bring in child health NGOs. Donate ad revenue from the twerk video to maternal care charities. Reclaim the moment as a teachable one and make critics look like bullies. The gamble: turn mockery into purpose, meme fuel into mission, but both paths come with risk. If they move too quickly or too perfectly, audiences might smell opportunism. Social media has a word for this: mocktivism. And once that tag trends harder than the original meme, the redemption arc burns before it starts. One crisis advisor reportedly warned, "You're not controlling the narrative, you're just holding the lighter." Still, the team knows doing nothing might be worse. Silence after a satirical assault often reads as guilt. In the absence of a response, the internet invents its own. Cartoons become canon, and people assume the joke hit a little too close to home. So now, Harry and Meghan stand at a crossroads. Do they crack a smile or stage a counterstrike? Either way, the next 72 hours will decide everything. There's a reason Harry's team isn't just worried, they're terrified. Because South Park doesn't just lampoon, it brands. Its jokes stick. Its punchlines turn into pop culture shorthand that can define public figures for decades. Ask Tom Cruise, ask Barbara Streisand. Once South Park locks onto you, you don't walk away with a bruise, you wear a label. And that's what has the Sussexes rattled. If this episode lands a single viral line, a cartoon Harry flailing with a ring light, a dubbed-over Meghan yelling, "Cue the tears," that could be it. One meme, one gif, and their entire public image might be reduced to a joke they can never shake off. Internally, the Sussex team calls it catchphrase risk. Once a joke becomes a cultural reference point, it no longer matters what's real or fair. The line between parody and perception blurs, and the world laughs anyway. Already, social media sentiment is shifting. Fan pages are pulling back. Neutral influencers are rebranding. Even celebrity allies who once praised Meghan's grace under fire are going silent. Not because they don't care, but because they don't want to be next in the parody pipeline. One Hollywood strategist reportedly put it best in a memo: "After Privacy Tour, you had wiggle room. A second hit." That's concrete. Because no matter what heartfelt video they release, or what campaign they launch, if the internet decides Meghan and Harry are nothing more than overproduced influencers, always crying vulnerability under studio lights, that story sticks harder than any Netflix doc ever could. And in the court of public opinion, no legal team can appeal that verdict. So now, all eyes are on Montecito. Will Harry gamble on humility, crack a smile, and hope to ride out the storm? Or will the silence only fuel the fire, cementing the internet's verdict that the Sussex brand isn't just performative, it's parody? Because once a cartoon version of you starts looping endlessly, fumbling with ring lights while a fake baby bump bounces on cue, it's no longer just a joke. It becomes your public identity, not the one you built, the one the world assigned you. And here's the bigger question: where do we draw the line between satire and cruelty, especially when parenthood, trauma, and public image collide? Let us know your take in the comments. Smash the like button if you're here for every inside twist, and make sure you subscribe. Because the next deep dive, trust me, it's even messier than this one.